In times past, you may remember hearing me talk about why not to come to Florida. Well, those were all good reasons and things to consider, but I'm going to tell you, in 2021, this is the time to move to Florida, and we're going to talk about why. Hey everybody, my name's Craig Cunha. I am a real estate agent here in Southwest Florida, and if you're looking for information on what it's like to live, play, eat, sleep, and buy real estate on the Gulf Coast, then this is the channel for you. So go ahead and subscribe and even hit that bell and go ahead and comment down below. Let me know what you're thinking, if there's something I can tell you more about. I'm getting calls every day from people asking what they need to know about moving to Florida and if I can help them out. So if you've got a question, you've got to call, text, or email, because I've got your back when moving to the Gulf Coast. Here we are, 2021. A lot of people are making a decision to move to Florida, and there's a number of reasons behind it. So we're going to start with the most obvious one. No masks, no restrictions, for the most part. Okay, that doesn't cover the entire state. Southwest Florida, definitely we have a much more laxed mindset in this area. Naples can get a little bit more strict. Towards Tampa, Orlando, Miami, the bigger cities, there is a lot more concern, a lot more people, a lot more dense population. So they may have a very good reason to be concerned about that in Southwest Florida, whether it's just the fact that everybody is out and about and doing the outdoor thing at the beaches, whatever it is, there isn't that major overwhelming concern about the masks and about having to take all these extra precautions. Our restaurants are open, our beaches are open, our gyms are open, our schools are open. My son, thank God, has been in school since August of last year. He has his socialization all in check. I love to see him tell me about his experiences in school all day. Even though he wears the mask all day, it doesn't seem to affect him. He just wants to be around his friends and have that social element. So that is an absolute blessing in our area. While all those things are amazing benefits to us, we're going to discuss a benefit later in this video that you have to stick around for, because it means a lot to what this area is going to experience economically. Now, obviously, one of the things that you're going to gain being here in Florida in 2021 is a positive mental attitude. All those things that you're not dealing with in these other states. Weather is one thing. We already know Florida has amazing weather. So you're going to gain that. The vitamin D you get from that is obviously going to be great for your health. But the mental health I'm talking about is you can go to the beaches as often as you want. Also, 350 days roughly of sunshine. Even if it's just for a moment, you get the sunshine that many days out of the year. So that is a huge boost for us. The outdoor activities, the outdoor dining, again, still having a social kind of atmosphere in our area is huge for mental health. So if you're looking to just feel free and have that mental peace, you may want to come down to Florida. One of the huge things going on in Florida that's making everything so hot right now is this housing market. It is on fire. Absolutely crazy. Last time I saw this market was back in 2006, 2005, 2006. Thankfully, this time the banks are doing things differently. They're doing it better. They're taking more safeguards, more cash is being used. Believe it or not, as of 2 weeks ago, the housing market had 53% of homeowners that were over 50% equity in their homes. Much different market than in times past. What is happening is the best homes on the market are gone sometimes in hours. Definitely within a day or two if they're really nice properties, and multiple offers each time, bidding wars. It's just absolute craziness. So if you don't come prepared with a pre-qualification letter, proof of funds, and an attitude that you're going to commit to doing this process, then you may just want to hold off on that. You may be thinking, why would I bring up these housing wars? Why would I bring up these bidding wars? It's actually a good thing because it forces some decisions to be made. You see that you can't wait around for these houses. And if you like bidding wars, then you'll have plenty of them to get into. If you don't like them, there's another resource to go to. Here in Southwest Florida, we have a ton of new construction builders. So many options, different styles of homes, different price ranges. So if that's something that you're open to doing and you have the time, in some cases it can be as little as 4 months all the way up to a year and a half. So you have to look at how much time you have and what you're willing to wait for. The reason why this is such a great option is you can lock in pricing now while things are being built, and with how things are appreciating at this rate in these times, you're going to have equity walking into the home if the market stays exactly the way it is. Now, the rates could change, but they could stay the same. We've been promised the rates might do some fluctuating, some mild fluctuating that may keep everything just kind of on a plateau and even. But very worst case, you're still going to have low rates for the foreseeable future so that you can still have a very affordable home. And being new, there isn't going to be any maintenance or repair expenses right out the gate. With new construction, you may still find some availability issues because as the orders increase, they may have to slow down what they can offer, but you won't be in a bidding war. They don't work that way. When you go to a builder, you put in the order. They can either take it or they don't, but you're not going to have to haggle over a price to get it. One really nice thing about what builders are doing these days, and this is not across the whole board, but the majority of them are finishing homes with all the touches and features that most everyone's looking for. If you want granite, tile throughout, pavered driveways and lanais, tall ceilings, I won't say tile roofs, but you can get those too. These features are now being given standardly. Yes, even stainless steel appliances. So if you want a complete package, beautiful home, now you don't have to go in and make hundreds of decisions on designer features to put your home together. The only time you'll still find that is if you truly go custom, and if you're going custom, know that there's going to be an added expense. Now, many people say they don't want to go through new construction because there's all these choices to make, and I have to pick my colors, and I have to wait for this, and I have to go check the site. I have to see what they're doing to know if it was done right. You know what's funny about that? When you buy a resold home, a used home, did you care how it was built? Were you there to watch it be built? Did you make any of the selections of the colors and the styles? No. Why are we getting hung up on that? Again, the builders are making all the selections for you in most cases, so put that out of your mind. As far as watching it being built, needing to see it along the way to make sure they're doing it right, again, there's inspectors for that. These guys building these houses have been doing it for years. So trust what's being done. The end product is going to be the same thing you would have bought used, only it doesn't have the lived-in aspect. It'll be brand new, it'll be done correctly, trust the process, and get started. What's one thing you're going to need if you're going to build a house? A piece of land. Yeah, the problem we're going to have now is there aren't going to be any lots left to build on. So if you know that you're not ready to build a house yet, you may at the very least just want to get a piece of land, because you can't put a house on something that doesn't exist. And with all the builders out there and all the competition in that arena, each of them is going to have a select number of lots to work with. So that is going to be the next struggle. And we're going to talk next about some of the things you need to look out for when you're choosing a lot. With new construction, this lot is going to generally be 80 feet wide by 125 feet long. That's the standard building site here in Cape Coral. On these lots, there can be some hurdles. One of them is this little tiny creature that sits on a perch and has white stakes around its nest. The burrowing owls. Yes, they can be a problem. If they're on the lot that you choose to build on, you will have to wait for that nest to be abandoned or relocated. They'll send an inspector out to the site, verify that the nest is active. If it is, you then have to wait for that thing to be relocated before you can even start building. Some of the other hurdles, you might want to put in a seawall because it's on the water. Well, if there's any mangroves on that site, once again, there's going to be delays because it has to be evaluated before they can begin the construction. The seawalls themselves, 3 to 4 months on permits, surveys, 6 to 8 weeks, and permits themselves, there's delays because of all the construction. So be prepared for that. Know what your plan looks like in advance and give yourself time to acclimate into that process. When you're looking at a piece of land, you want to know where the boundaries are. There's a couple telltale signs, either the telephone pole on the one side. If water and sewer's already been put in, then you'll have the water and sewer boxes on the ground. Those will give you the property lines. Sometimes if it's been recently surveyed, there'll also be a nail or stake in the roadway. A lot of times there's a flag underneath it or a painted circle to identify it. The last thing I'm going to say about these sites that you're going to choose for new construction is with these water and sewer assessments, there are additional expenses on lots within the first 6 years. There is a capital expansion fee that is attached to the assessments. It's part of the $20,000 that you're going to be spending over those 20 years. However, it's heavily weighted on the first 6. So if you find an area that it has already been going through these payments for 6 years, most of that has fallen off. You'll just be left with the balance of it, which will probably be somewhere in that $6,000 to $8,000 range. But all of this can be found through your realtor. There's a site that we use where we can run a report to find out what these balances are left on the homes. They're still amortized over the years. It'll be attached to your taxes. So in the beginning, those first 6 years, account for about $200 a month. On the years following, 7 through 20, it's going to fall down to $100 a month until it's paid off. But keep that in mind when you're looking for a new construction site. Many of these new construction sites are also far up north, so there may not even be a timeline on when that transition is going to happen yet. So you could be safe going through that process if you're far enough up north. With all this new construction that's come by way of all these people that are filtering into Florida, is we are experiencing growth. Growth in many aspects, whether it's the roadways, the construction. We have more and more businesses coming into the area, more and more permanent residents. Now, the reason why that's so important, and this is this boom thing about the economy I was talking about earlier, those permanent residents now, or prolonged residents, they're feeding the economy locally. They're spending their money here. They're keeping all these businesses working and functioning so that we're able to be more successful as a community. So all these new people coming in, yeah, it may seem like it's a little bit of a detriment because now there's more traffic. There's more people at the restaurants you're going to at night. There's more people at the functions you want to attend. But the economy is being stimulated on an ongoing basis instead of just seasonally. All those remote jobs out there, same thing. They don't have to leave now. They can stay year round and keep paying into the system and keeping everything moving. Because we have open travel without the quarantine, and we don't have the restrictions, and we can be outside, and the kids are at play, the kids are at school, that's what we used to call freedom. And you know what? We have that freedom here. So if you want to live that lifestyle, not have so many concerns, and kind of take a piece of what we've been talking about here, come to Florida. We're waiting for you. Hopefully you found something in this video that was interesting to you, that was helpful. If you'd like more information about moving to Southwest Florida, check out one of these other videos. And if you have any specific questions, you've got to call, text, or email, because I've got your back when moving to the Gulf Coast.